On Saturday, January 14, 2013, 3 village residents got together to organize a candlelight vigil to remember the violence at the Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut, and by doing so, hope to give a call to action for gun law reforms in the United States.
It's really just a simple act so that we can do something a little bit more than clicking like on Facebook or sitting around a table somewhere ranting to our friends and having it go no further. We wanted to do this so that we would make a little bit more of a public statement so that our representatives would hear us and would understand that this is how however many people show up tonight feel on this particular issue, and we want them to vote the way we feel. They represent us.
My sister lives in Newtown with her 2 teenage children and her husband, and she was so deeply affected by that. We spoke to her over the holidays, and just the impact on her and her family was so tremendous that my wife and I said, mainly my wife, quite frankly, that instead of just yelling at the TV, we should try to do something to influence the national debate.
The vigil organizers reacted to the NRA suggestions that we are infringing on the right to bear arms and that teachers should be armed as well as having armed police in every school.
I personally, I'm speaking for myself, there's nothing wrong. The Second Amendment exists. People, if they want to have a gun in their house for home invasion or hunting, that's all well said and good. However, there has to be rules. There has to be regulations. It can't just be a free-for-all, and there should be regulation.
I don't think more guns is the answer to solving the problems that we have with gun violence. I don't think that even a single armed guard at a school will prevent someone who is on a mission from coming in and doing what they intended to do. They might just get that person first and then go on their way.
We don't need more guns in schools, we need less. And I think the NRA has been watching too many fantasy movies where the hero pulls out a gun and shoots the bad guy. In real life, a person with an assault rifle kills quickly and effectively, and one person with a gun is not going to stop that. We need to have reasonable regulations on assault rifles to get them out of the hands of people.
You don't solve violence with violence. Kids shouldn't be around guns. I don't think that's a good solution at all.
Approximately 70 people joined the vigil to hear speakers, including Ridgewood's Mayor Paul Aronson.
It's so important for all of us to stand here on the 1-month anniversary of that really tragic event that happened in Newtown. I'm sure we all remember exactly where we were when we first heard about it, when we first saw the images. We thought about those children, the 6 and 7-year-olds. We thought about their teachers. We thought about our own families. And so it's really important that we stand here together tonight. We have a real problem. We have a culture of violence. And I know some people don't want us to focus just on gun issues and on gun safety. Others don't want us to focus just on mental health issues. And then there's Hollywood and there's the video games. The truth is we need to focus on it all. We need to bring it all onto the table. We need to have a real thoughtful dialogue, nationally as well as locally. So what Bonnie said is absolutely true. We are better than this. We need to be better than this. And I hope today is the beginning of our conversation, of our dialogue here in Ridgewood.
I've heard a lot of people talk about the fact that people who commit gun violence often have an unlicensed gun anyway, and we will never be able to prevent that. And while I agree that it is difficult to prevent all gun violence, it doesn't mean that we don't make an effort, just as we do with anything else that's a crime in this country, drunk driving, murder. We can't stop everyone from committing murder or from driving while drunk, but that doesn't mean we don't have laws against those things. So I think we need to make an effort to some sort of legislation to control gun violence.
Newtown is every town, and Ridgewood is every town in America too. What could happen in Newtown could happen in Ridgewood tomorrow, and we don't want to wait for it to happen in Ridgewood. We do not want to go to funerals in Ridgewood. Instead, we should have done something. If it can happen in Connecticut, it can happen anywhere in the United States.
Following the speeches and a march around Memorial Park, the participants were led by Bill Scheer in a rousing rendition of America the Beautiful.
shining sea.
For Patch.com, I'm Marshall Katzman.